You work for a youth group, is it a youth council, youth group?
Yeah, I support the youth council.
So you're used to talking about youth issues.
Yes.
Do you think these other kids that are in there have got the same knowledge as you?
No, I don't think they do. I mean, I'm 23 myself, and sometimes I'm thinking, well, the age gap isn't that big. But no, I don't think that they do. I mean, I have very strong opinionated views on certain issues,
Yeah.
and I'm quite willing to accept that other people, they're not. I might don't agree with their views or their opinions, but I can accept them.
Yeah.
Which I think sometimes with some of these young people, well, it's like, well, this is our view, this is the right way of doing it. You have to get on board with that.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
Can you see the difference? I mean, yours is a very small age difference,
Yes.
and already it shows for you with those in there. So you can well imagine how somebody my age
Yes.
views those young people, and we draw on life skills. What do the young people draw on?
I think the young people draw on advice and positive role models, like it's been brought up in the discussions a lot tonight. Role models is a massive thing that some of the young people are lacking.
Yeah.
And I think that's, I mean, there's what else can they draw upon? They haven't got the life experience, and I'll ask for advice. I ask them for advice sometimes, and for their opinions. And I think, I was able to ask my grandparents and my dad and my family network. I could talk to them about anything and draw when I didn't have the life skills or experiences, on their advice. Where I think some young people are feeling that they can't talk to the parents, that the relationship between them isn't as strong, and will look for other people to talk to.
That's right. So what's lacking? Are we saying, like I said before, is it coming from home? Do these skills come from home?
Yes, I would agree that some of it comes from home. I think that it's with the technology that we've got these days. I mean, all this technology that we're using today is great, but when you can't have a conversation with someone because they're too engrossed on the PlayStation,
the Twitter
or anything like that, and that everything's going on everywhere else, and we can't have a conversation. Like I mentioned before, not everybody has the opportunity to sit around a dinner table and eat together and talk about what's been going on. I think some of the it does come from home.
So really, basically, however you turn out is however you were brought up. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that to some degree. I think it's got a large part of it as well, but then I know when I was younger, I've been brought up well. I do know, I use my manners and things like that, but sometimes it's like, well, actually, I'll use them when I need to, not when I should do.
Right.
I'll need them when I use them when I need to. I'll go and do something even though I know I shouldn't be doing it, and if I ever got caught, the repercussions of that, but I went and did it anyway. So sometimes it is a large part of knowing what's right and what's wrong, or being brought up, but then sometimes I think some young people need to take ownership in what they're doing. Yes.
So what about the kids that are misbehaving that we're talking about that hit the headlines? The kids that get ASBOs, the kids that do the stabbings, the drugs.
I think some of it again is a lack of discipline at home, like it's been mentioned. But then take ownership for something that you've done. Don't blame, if you've done something, if you've got an ASBO for terrorising somebody, you take ownership for that. Don't go, oh well, they did this to me and they did that to me, and two wrongs don't make a right. I think a lot of young people need to take ownership, and it needs someone to go, no, you did it. You knew what you were doing. You knew it was wrong. Why did you do it? And go out and correct it.
And who's going to be that person?
Jeremy Kyle at the minute. But it should be the parents. It all comes at home. And I think there needs to be stronger disciplines at school.
Yes.
I think that's another one.
I think it's linked in with parents as well. Do you think that if something goes wrong at school that you should be, as a parent, involved with it? If your child's done something.
If they've done something and, correct punishment, or, what the parents go, yeah, well, actually, you didn't hand in your homework, why didn't you do it? You've got detention, I'm signing a letter, you've spent an hour in detention, you did it, you haven't done it. I think parents should only get involved if it's just like becoming a persistent problem, or, it's like, well, actually, why aren't you doing your homework? What's going on? There needs to be more liaison.
between parents and school.
The school, yeah. There needs to be a lot, because some of the I know my brother at the minute, he's in primary school and he's being taught differently, a different type of maths to what my parents were taught, which is fine, you know, the answer comes to the same, but the working out is different.
Yeah.
And what happens is if he doesn't understand it, my dad will try to explain it, but then Zach will go, no, we're not shown like that, we're shown like this. And then all of a sudden you've got a great big massive argument going on between my dad and my brother, because he's going to get in trouble.
Same way.
Zach needs to learn how it is at school, how to do it at school. My dad's trying to teach him how to do it his way, and then Zach's stuck in the middle and he's like, well, I'm going to get in trouble no matter what. So, you know, and it gets difficult. So definitely more liaison between the schools. And I think one of the things of enrolling new students in year 7 is that, you know, perhaps you have a chat with the teacher and make it better.
Year 7?
Sorry, year 7 you're 11.
11.
So it's secondary school. Maybe have a sit down with the teachers when you're enrolling your child that you want them to go to this school, that you get the parents back in there, and then that, you know, if they have behaved wrong, they will be in detention.
As a parent, you'd know if that child had behaviour problems, wouldn't you?
Yes, but then again, I think there's acting up. I mean, I was in, like I admitted before, you know, I was doing better in some classes than I was in other classes,
kids are.
And that kind of thing. And it was who I was sat with at the time, but definitely more liaison between the schools and the parents.
All right, thank you.